Is that hot? Are you hot over there, Tracy? Check that. You try to stay away from that thing anyway, don't you?
Yeah, I don't like.
All right. We're going to start with roll call. Commissioner Yower.
Here.
Commissioner Rosales.
Here.
Judge Shaw here. Commissioner Schindel.
Here.
Commissioner Hamel. Carol Sweezy with the County Clerk's Office. Here. Please stand and join us in opening prayer and stay standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear Lord, thank you for all the good you bless us with. Please take care of our military wherever they serve. Please bring them back to their families safe. Help us make the best decisions for the county. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Y'all see a car out there?
Yeah, he walked over.
Okay. Okay, we're going to skip around a little bit because I've got to get some of the commissioners moving this morning. So the first item we're going to go to is going to be number 13, is to open, review, discuss proposals for the construction liaison for the county courthouse restoration phase 1. And that's myself. Luana, do we have those?
Sylvia yesterday.
Does Sylvia have them? I wasn't here last
In
year.
Sylvia's chair, she wasn't here.
Morning.
Car, how's it going?
Carl's going to pay a late fee for being in late.
Sorry about that.
Are they gonna have it where you can say something?
Yeah, she, we need to fill this out.
I just signed it.
Okay, that's just a sign that you were here. This is a you want to speak. So
Can I
fill
start
this
with you?
out.
Let me see if you guys are here first, because I know that Sylvia had set these up later, but we weren't aware that some of the commissioners are gonna have to leave. So I would like for them to be able to hear these presentations. Is that okay, you guys, if we do this like this? Ralph, Senich, are you here? What about D. Wilson Construction?
Here.
Is that you guys? Come on up and we'll start with these presentations. You have 5 minutes if you'd like to say anything to the court before we review these.
Well, thanks for having us today. My name is Tim Bentley. I'm the area manager for D. Wilson Construction Company out of San Antonio, Texas. We have 2 offices in McAllen and San Antonio. We're a 55-year-old company. We specialize in construction management, general contracting, and design build work. Like I say, we've been in business 55 years. We're employee-owned. My background is I've been doing this for 22 years. About half of that is restoration and renovation projects. I've been involved with the Atascosa County Courthouse, the Starr County Courthouse, the Williamson County Courthouse. And I'm currently doing the Fannin Battleground down in Goliad with the State Historic Commission and the exact same architect we're using right here on this courthouse, Fisher Hack. So I have experience in this type of work, have experience with this team. My background is I grew up outside of Houston, Texas. I went to the Air Force Academy. I got a degree in civil engineering. Went to the University of Texas and got my master's in construction management in 1993. I've been doing this for 22 years. It's basically all I've ever done is construction and renovation and restoration. So that's kind of our background. Like I say, we're an employee-owned company, wholly owned by our employees. So we have a vested interest to make sure that our customers are happy. And I think if you checked any of our references, you'd find that we have no dissatisfied customers. We make sure of that. So that's basically my 5-minute spiel. You guys have any questions for me?
How deep was your, how deep were you with the other courthouses?
Very, very deep. Very, very, very intimately involved, correct.
What was your position over there?
With the Williamson County Courthouse, we were the construction manager.
The Star?
In Starr County Courthouse, we were the general contractor. In Atascosa County Courthouse, we were the general contractor. So I've done it from all different angles. In my first 7 years in the construction business, I was the owner's representative for the U.S. Air Force, building large projects all over the world for the Air Force. So I've been on every side of it personally. I'm already down here every week building the addition on the gymnasium onto the elementary school right now. So I'm down here every week as it is. Have a lot of work down in this part of the country and really enjoy working really out in these small towns. It's just kind of what I enjoy doing. really more than working in Bay City. I've done both, but kind of like working out in the country a little bit better myself personally.
It is nice.
It is a lot nicer. That's kind of it. Any questions for me?
Was.
You have any questions, Tracy? Keith?
Thank you for having us today. Appreciate it.
Don't leave us. I think the next one we have is Lorraine Daly.
Good morning. I'm Lorraine Daly with Daly and Spear Architects, and I would like to act as your owner's representative for your courthouse restoration project, Phase 1. As your owner's representative, I will act as your eyes and ears to ensure your project is completed with the highest quality and help keep the project on schedule and in budget. In this capacity, my role will be to act as an extension of you and solely represent your interests, independent of the design professionals and the general contractor. Some of the services that I will be providing for you is to act as a coordinator between your architect and your contractor that you already have in place, representing your interests at the weekly project meetings, looking ahead and advising on any project pitfalls and potential problems to resolve those before they arise, provide project updates to you on a weekly basis, and oversee and monitor construction progress to maintain project quality and the schedule. I will do a thorough review of the existing documents, drawings and specifications, and look at the schedule and pay applications on a weekly basis. I will document all project activities both in a written and photographic format, and I will help monitor shop drawings to facilitate timely turnaround of your shop drawings and your submittals. I will act as your quality assurance agent, monitoring all aspects of your project quality, and have an unwavering independent perspective whose primary responsibility is to make sure that you have the highest quality project on schedule and within budget. My interest will be to totally be dedicated to the success of your project and protecting your taxpayer dollars. And how will I accomplish this? First of all, I will gather historical project data, look at all of the contracts, the documents to date, correspondence to date, plans and specifications, do a thorough review, and discuss my findings with Karnes County. I will then schedule an initial meeting with the project architect and general contractor to review those findings and to discuss the project to date and resolve any outstanding issues to date. I will then have scheduled weekly site visits. At such time, I will look at the work in place, review the quantity and the quality of the work in place, discuss and analyze the project schedule and the pay applications. We will review at those weekly meetings. Additionally, we will do a submittal schedule review. We will look at any outstanding requests for information so that we can resolve any issues on a weekly basis. We will handle, and what's very, very important, is pre-construction conferences where the subcontractors, the general contractor, and I review the scope of work on the work that's to be done before they start the work. We'll look at the plans, the specifications, make sure that the subcontractor has all of his submittals approved and in place, and he understands what's expected of him prior to going on the job and starting his work, which will help catch and alleviate any potential conflicts and problems that could arise. I'll collect this data on a weekly basis and issue weekly reports to you.
Anybody got any questions for Lorraine? Anything you do, Cheryl?
I don't have no question.
You just want to wave?
I just said Mr. Sanders said
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay.
You covered it all.
Good description of what you'll do.
And I've already scheduled, I was up here last week and I did review the plans and the specifications and the contracts in place, so I do have a good, thorough understanding of where the project is right now, and I'm ready to move forward immediately.
And you'll be the one that's out there?
Yes, sir, I will be the one that makes the weekly site visits.
And you live in San Antonio?
San Antonio. I'm out of San Antonio.
And you're gonna be here once a week?
Yes, once a week. I'll be available at any time, but one day a week should cover everything that needs to be done. If something comes up, I'm, an hour to an hour and a half away, and I will be down here.
Is that
Nice.
8-hour day, 10-hour day. I don't know what they're working at right now. Was it 8 hours?
Yeah, it depends how long it takes. Every phase, depending on what's happening in the construction, I'll do a thorough walkthrough of the construction, make sure, look at everything, plans and specifications. We'll schedule our meetings. I would expect that I'll be down here, a full 8-hour day with, getting down here around 8 o'clock and leaving around 4 is what I would expect. Anybody else? Okay, thank you.
The next one on the list, AGCM Incorporated. You here yet?
Yeah.
There you are.
Glad I just walked in.
That's all right, we came back to you.
Okay.
I'm ahead of schedule.
Perfect. I didn't know, are we presenting? There was no scope of work, so I didn't know. I
You
just got
can
a
tell
call
us whatever
yesterday.
you want to tell us, and then we can look at whatever you have to.
Okay. I think I just put in there some general information, who we are. We're based out of Corpus Christi, Texas. We have an office in San Antonio, an office in Austin. I oversee Central Texas. So like I said, depending on the scope of work and what you're looking to do, I don't know if it would be somebody out of our San Antonio office or somebody out of our Corpus office. We're currently doing some municipal work right now for Beeville. We're doing some inspection, some hub inspection work in Victoria right now. We just finished up a 26,000 square foot building. Or not finished up, we did the construction management as the owner's rep for the city of Kyle for their new public library. That was just completed in January of this year, of 2012. And like I said, without scope and kind of what your fees were, what the budget is, we've been very successful in smaller communities in working with the community and the county budget-wise. For the city of Kyle, they had a budget they didn't want to exceed, so we worked with them on an hourly fee schedule to where we basically said, well, we can do this in 2 to 3 days a week, and we just charged them per hour for every man hour we were on the site. We didn't charge a percentage of total construction cost, and we have done that with several other smaller communities here in South Texas. And we are a full-service construction management firm. We have in-house estimators that help us with a lot of our cost control. We've been in business since as AGC, and we've been operating since 1996 out of Corpus. We've been in Central Texas, Austin, and San Antonio for the last 6 years.
So you have all three?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody have any questions?
Do y'all know when you will put out a scope of work or a budget or what?
It's all on here today. We're
Okay.
trying to move forward, or trying to, we don't know what the budget is or how
Right.
we're gonna fund that, but that's all on the agenda today. I've got a ton of information that we're coming forth because it's kind of fell upon us rapidly.
Okay. And we also have done a lot of pre-construction services as well, where we've helped. We did it with Beeville, we did it with Kyle, and helped them, put together their budget, put together their scope of work. And we've done a lot of that in the past as well. So I guess will y'all post something, or do we need to be back in contact with y'all, or how is?
We're gonna look at it today. We're gonna, well, I said 13, we're actually on 14. We're doing 14 first. Well, we're opening and discussing, and then allowing you guys the 5 minutes, and I guess I kind of got ahead of myself here. And we're gonna allow questioning to see if anybody has any more questions to ask you. And then we're gonna discuss them amongst ourselves, so we're opening them and going and doing this all at once.
Okay. Would you like to, I'm happy to stick around for a while, or?
That would be nice if we have more questions for you as we go on, once we start the discussion. Like I said, this goes on rapidly, and it's something we need to move with, so.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. The next one is Robin Donaldson. I can't say that next name. Broadus? Is that you?
That's me, it's Broadus, it's the firm name, and Robin Donaldson is my gal that kind of sends you guys all the information. I brought some additional stuff for y'all. Broadus & Associates is a firm that went into business basically in 2001, specifically as an owner's rep and specifically for municipal type clients such as yourself. We are a full service project management, construction management, as well as a planning operation through the broadest family of companies, we also own a construction company. It is that association of families that brings basically all the parts and pieces of the folks who understand kind of the needs that exist in these types of capital projects for municipalities. So we have the in-house construction, in-house estimating, in-house scheduling, those types of services available. In the packages that I think have just been handed you guys, kind of the resume on Broadus and Associates, you're going to see lots and lots of courthouses, public type facilities. It is the core business for us. Our core business is owner's representation. So our job is to represent your interests in the contractual agreements you have, whether it's with architects, engineers, contractors, or anybody else to bring a project to fruition. So we have offices all over the state of Texas as well as Mississippi and on the East Coast. We're very interested in doing work for you. The packages that I brought you, I brought kind of an outline scope of our services because there's not a real formal RFP or RFQ that you guys have issued. Basically in these packages that are on the desk over here is a complete list of all the services from pre-construction all the way through warranty. That may give you a chance to kind of look and go, what is it we're looking for here, since you're into some projects and perhaps considering some others as you move forward. So basically what we would do is say, okay, let's take a look at the scope of services, kind of go through what is it you're looking for specifically with regards to this, the projects that you have in place right now, and what things would fit you. So in the cover letter, I kind of said we need to right size our services to what it is you're looking for. You know, it's cradle to the grave on this kind of stuff, and generally you want to be somewhere in between in order to control not only the budget of your construction and your design entities, but also your total project budget. And that's what our interest is. So really I'd like to open it up to questions, whatever you got.
I thought you covered it.
And in that black folder that you guys have got, if you look on the right hand, inside of that folder on the right hand side, there's 3 different handouts in there. One is what we call unbundled project management services. That's to give you a general feel, a guideline, not to say that it's anything specific to you guys, but that it's a general scope of kind of how services might be acquired. The handout behind that is that list, kind of a checklist of all the services based on the phase of a project from pre-construction through warranty. And that would be the one we'd sit down and go, okay, what do you guys really think you need here? And based on that, we could come to better negotiations on what the true cost might be for those types of services.
I see you work in Stark County too. You said you did the courthouse? You're doing the court, you did the court?
We work together with these guys, correct?
Okay, y'all work together?
We've worked together with these guys several times. You're gonna find we've worked also with AGM and some of these other folks.
We have as well. We've worked together with these guys and AGM.
Okay.
It's a small community.
All right. Well, it's just that I see one here in Stark County.
Do you generally work by the hour, or do you generally give a price?
Our preference is to work on a fixed fee basis to come up with kind of an understanding of what it is you guys want, and then to put a fixed fee to it. We do work by the hour lots of times, but what we typically find is folks that have to be stewards of public money like yourselves, what you want to do is kind of, what is this going to cost me, set your upside limit. So we typically will work on a fee that goes to a guaranteed max limit or to a fixed fee that says, here's what we're going to do for you, here's where we're going, and it's tied generally to the length of the project, either the completion of the project or the 1 year after the warranty completion.
Carol, I know I'm getting sloppy. I'm going from 13 to 14, 13 to 14. I'm sorry. That's the only way I can make this seem logical.
It'll be fine.
The next one, does anybody else have any more questions?
No.
I know we're moving fast. I
Thanks.
apologize. We're just trying to keep them going here. Joel Signs.
Morning, Judge Commissioners. I'm here as an independent contractor. If you see my packet, you'll see that I am more than qualified to do this job. The reason I submitted my proposal was because I am able to devote my entire 100% time to this one project. I am working right now. I am a superintendent for Alpha Building Corporation. I do nothing but superintend jobs for them, remodeling for Kingsville A&M campus, University of Texas Pan American in Edinburgh, City of Corpus Christi. being a building official in Edinburgh for 15 years. I've acquired my electrical license, plumbing license. I'm also on the state board for code enforcement officers in Texas. And I'm here to offer my services. I don't work overtime, it's just one flat rate. And the reason I came, like I said, I can offer my services 100% of the time. I just saw the courthouse. So the scope of work's already there because the construction's already started. At least the demolition part of it has. So if I can help you, let me know.
And I'm sorry I missed it. Where are you from?
I'm from Kingsville, Texas.
Kingsville?
Yes. I'm originally from Edinburgh, Texas. And I've been in the business of building construction since 1983. I got trained by a structural engineer, architect. I got trained in the electrical field by an electrical engineer. I built hotels, schools. I oversaw projects of hospitals, multi-million-dollar jobs, university campuses. That's what I applied. Right now I am working, like I said, but I go from project to project to project. And yesterday I was in Arlington. And as soon as I leave here and answer any of your questions that you all might have, I gotta go back to Kingsville. I got 2 projects going on. But like I said, I'm offering my services. I can be here 100% of the time. You get your weekly reports, bi-weekly reports, monthly reports, and really address any issue that you might have out there, whether it be electrical, plumbing, air conditioning.
You know it all.
Well, basically, yes, I'm still learning, but yeah, I know.
Well, yeah, we all do learn every day.
Yes, sir.
I understand that. But your time will be 100% on site?
That is correct, sir. As a matter of fact, if I do get this position, I will probably relocate over here, so that I can be here all the time.
What if they're gonna work on a Saturday or something, you come down too, or
I will be here, yes, sir. Whenever they work, I work.
where they work?
Yes, sir. 6 o'clock in the morning, I worked up to 10 o'clock at night finishing up one project.
Any additional time is no extra charge to the county?
That is correct. That's one flat rate. You don't worry about anything else other than that fee that I broke down.
How long have you been doing this?
Since 1983. Yes.
Have you done any courthouse projects?
There's been some remodeling in Hidalgo County Courthouse. As I say, when I was a building official in Edinburgh, I had to oversee the entire process of a city growth from 12,500 to almost 60. And the valley just boomed. And at that particular time, I was overseeing a lot of projects. Back in the 80s, the Maquina Ahora program in Mexico started to expand, and they actually contracted me to do inspections for Zenith and Sony in Mexico because of the experience that I had. I've done FHA inspections, HUD inspections, CBT programs, windstorm modifications. A lot of certifications that I've acquired over the years, a lot of them.
That's all the questions I have.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And then the last one, Ralph Senich.
Who?
Senich Seitz, the one that walked in? Did he walk in? No, that wasn't him? You're not, Ralph not here?
Are you supposed to? Different deal. I don't have nobody else out here, Judge.
I know Luana wasn't able to find a number, I don't know if Cindy was or not. Did you? I'll have to ask her. We had a couple of proposals, received, one was received emailed and not sealed, and then it was received late. And then I had one brought in by Stoddard Engineering Company that was not sealed, it was just in a plastic bag. It's in there, I can bring it in, I bring those up, I don't think they're acceptable, I don't think they meet criteria, but I'll let you guys, jump in with your opinion on that before I say anything. But what we sent out asked for sealed proposals to go to Luana's office, not to bring them in a bag in my office or email Luana after hours. That wasn't the criteria.
We can go with either one.
And so,
What was the first one? The second one I missed, I got dated, and I got, the first one was
Steve Wilson.
Excuse me, Judge, but can I ask Luana, I mean, if they're late, they're just not acceptable, is that correct?
That's how it's always been in the past because we specify the bids.
And I do have the one in there, Commissioner, Hummel, the other one, it's open, I mean, it's just in there, it's in a bag,
Well, I know, but if it's
Yeah.
late,
so.
Well, that one wasn't late. They
There's
just
two
didn't
different ones
bring
that
it
we're
in
talking
sealed.
about. Okay, one went to Luana late, and then one came to me
gotta meet
open.
the criteria.
It wasn't, so, you guys have anything you wanna add on that? So we're staying on.
This is-
If it was time, then we need to put the name down, whoever it came from. We'll need to discuss it. If it was timely.
But it didn't follow, it didn't meet criteria, it was not sealed, it's just in open bags.
So basically, the only ones that really qualify are the ones we heard from today. Is that correct?
Right, and,
Is that correct?
What's the one that we didn't have a contact number on?
Well, ask her, just ask her if Senich ever called her back or whatever.
If
or
who?
Ralph Senich. I mean, we still have to look at it, I have it here. I mean, just because he's not here doesn't disqualify him.
We're gonna move to 15 after this.
Well, we're kind of like it, I guess we went 13, 14.
No, ma'am, he did not.
He did not? Do you want me to look at what he?
They'll still think you have to review it just because you
Yes,
didn't
he
make
did
a
submit it in
presentation.
time.
You
And,
said it was open, what do you mean?
no, it wasn't open, sir, I opened it. There was one that Stoddard Engineering left in my office that's open.
Open meaning it was all loose?
It was never
It's
in a
not
sealed
sealed.
envelope as required.
And it didn't go to the auditor's office.
Bob, are we gonna go to an executive session on this? Okay. I will, that's good.
It was delivered like this in an open bag. And it was delivered here versus where it should have been delivered.
Is that Jerry Stoddard?
I don't know. It's like this. But it's not sealed. And it's open.
Not filled,
Sealed, sir.
oh, sealed. That makes more sense. Filled is makes more sense.
And the criteria that Luana posted or advertised specifically said sealed and in her office by a specific time. Did you guys, I mean, Bob, is this something that we could, if it's gonna be a personnel, could we go into executive session? Could we not? Is there a,
Well, not necessarily, this is a public.
I know
bid.
somebody asked, so I'm just asking. I didn't
It's a
hear you.
public, it's a
Okay.
public bid, and so I don't know how you need to go into executive session.
Does anybody have any more questions that they wanna ask anybody? or-
Yeah, I wanted to ask all the people here today that just gave us a presentation. Have y'all ever worked with MJ Boyle? You worked with MJ Boyle before?
Yes, we're from the past. In fact, we're currently representing a not-for-profit client, and we're in contract with them right now. We expect to complete a contract with them for a small, semi-historic renovation of about a 90-year-old facility near downtown San Antonio.
Okay, so you worked alongside him?
Yeah,
before?
we've known them for quite some time.
Tim, right?
Yes.
Have you worked with him
I
before?
know Mike Wool personally. I've served on the board of directors of AGC with him, but I've not done a contract with him, no.
But you do know him?
I know him personally, yes. So I've known him for 12, 14 years.
Open. I mean, you can list them as we like them.
We have to make a decision today, right?
We can go into a session.
Mr. Butler, so we can.
Open review, so there's no reason
It should be an open meeting. This is, I think it's,
Barbara, did any of the proposals list their themes?
One did, I saw a couple.
Okay, but that
no.
was that's the open proposal, or is that what was also in the seal?
Ruatus has theirs. Mr. Sines, I believe, had his. It's floating around here somewhere.
You said sign has to be.
Sines had a fee, Ruatus had a fee. Is there anybody else in here that had a fee that I looked through these? Yeah, but look, there's something else on there too. Read to the side. It looks like it's 35, but it's not. It says 91,000 total. So, I saw a sample in dailies.
It's at the bottom of the, it's at the bottom of the list of services, section 2.1, bottom right-hand corner.
Section
The,
2.
Fee proposals on the bottom of that page.
Okay.
Should all those be revealed for record?
Hold on, we'll go back through them as we're doing the discussion part. We will. Did anybody else put a fee proposal in there?
D. Wilson did, it's on the first page.
Who has D. Wilson? I pass that around unless they get started. You have it? He said it's on the first page. We'll go back in order. Let's see. And we'll- D. Wilson's is 2.5% of construction costs plus reimbursable expenses. That would be the 2.5% of construction costs.
Who's that?
D. Wilson,
How much of that need on
I don't know, because I don't have off the top of my head the construction costs.
plus reimbursable expenses. Carol, you want me to let you look at how they have this worded, so you can still just listen to me mumble? Will that help you?
No, he'll just tell me the bottom, you know,
It was just 2.5% of construction costs plus reimbursable expenses. Perfect. Reimbursable expenses meaning, I guess, Mr. Wilson, where you're at, or
Primarily travel expenses and administration costs.
travel reimbursement. Let me see, now we're at the AGCN one. Who has that one?
We didn't supply a fee schedule in there, but like I said, we do hourly, we do flat fee. Like I said, without a scope or a budget, we just, we'd rather try to work with y'all.
Ted, I'm sorry, Ted, on traveling, what you said, on the 2.5, the traveling is coming over here back and forth all the time. What do you expect extra on traveling? Is that if you have to make a special trip to Austin, Dallas, Houston, somewhere, or what is that? What are you talking about?
Right, and we all have to go look at something in Austin or something.
Okay, that's just something out of the ordinary, not just traveling over here back and forth, right?
It absolutely happens on Williamson County Courthouse, we'll have to go to New York City and look at some masonry. That wouldn't go.
Okay.
Okay, and the next one is gonna be Joel Signs. Who has the Joel Signs?
Where's Dave? What you know we on next?
Ms. Dana, where did you say your fee is in here?
She said it's at 2.1, but I'm not seeing 2.1.
On the bottom, if you go past the cover letter, and then past the three recommendation letters, and the bottom of that next page, it says fee proposal.
$10,000 base fee plus reimbursements, travel billed at the previous IRS travel rate.
They're at 2.1.
What do you mean? No. It's, yeah. Did you see it right in here?
Yeah, I'm reading it.
Okay, yes, sir. that's it.
10,000 base fee
Uh-huh.
plus reimbursement.
And travel billed at the.
Remaining IRS travel rate.
So as James asked before, Lorraine, is that travel including your daily trips down here or weekly trips down here, or is that over and above?
Right.
It would include the weekly trip. So we would invoice for the travel coming down here and going back to San Francisco.
One time per week.
Yes.
Unless otherwise needed, and if we
Unless otherwise
need you some other time, that's also, you're gonna charge for that traveling too, right?
Yes, sir. When we drive to the job site, we would charge for our time.
Where's Mr. Sines' little letter floating around? It had some numbers on it. No, signs. I know they sound a lot like S-A-N-G signs. Find it. On Joel signs. It says a flat fee rate of $35 an hour, no overtime. Break down 8 hours on job site, with 2 hours reports daily, 50 hours a week. So it's he has $35 at 50 hours for $1,750 a week for 52 weeks, which would be $91,000 a year.
Who's that?
Mr. Sines. And then it says, if my proposal is accepted, a 15% advance fee will be charged to start the job because of the following: plan review, relocation cost, and pre-construction meetings with all subcontractors. The proposal would be, this would be $13,650 and would be deducted from the $91,000 per year. So that's plan review on all there. Do you want to see that? Let you look at it. Then if you look at, oh, I'm sorry. It's in the black folder, it's in the right pocket. There it is, there's a fee schedule right there. No.
Knowing what's in there, I'm sure that's gonna create a question. Because what we did, because we didn't know the exact duration, we weren't able to just state a flat fee, so we've given you some ideas on what we think it is. From a practical side, I talked to Mike Boyle last night about what I thought the remaining duration was on the restoration. Based on that, we're guessing there's maybe 17 weeks left on the restoration of the courthouse. So we would see this job probably as a 3 days a week, half day kind of on-site type of individual, and then 1 full day here with the court and at the job. And based on that, we think the fee travel included is somewhere in the neighborhood of $24,000, which is basically, if you do the math on those various numbers that are interested, what it gets into.
Okay. Well, I mean, yes, sir. And let me get to funding here in a second. I think that, is there anybody here that's here that did not tell us the fee, that we were still looking for the fee at?
Mr. Sines, on that, $35 an hour or something, you said you'll relocate over here. That's, I don't know if we need someone there every day, but, I mean, I'm just asking you, this includes traveling expense, everything?
Yes.
Everything's
Everything included. It's just, I based it on that, sir, without knowing the amount of time it was gonna take. That's just my flat rate.
I understand. Thank you.
Mr. Sines, I don't want to lead you to believe that relocating here right now would be easy. We're in the midst of Eagle Ford Shale, and I don't want it to cost you money to come down to be helping us, because Obviously, we have some very expensive houses for rent in Karnes County.
What was AGC? What was they? I'm used to.
We did not have a fee schedule, so we
Oh, you did.
You know, and everything else right now is pretty much guesswork. We're saying guess of 17 weeks. We're saying guess of this. I mean, we really don't know. I mean, seeing since we've been down this road,
How many weeks?
I believe the gentleman back there said, talked to Mr. Boyle and said 17 weeks.
17. No, less than 5 months.
That's a guesstimation. That's what we're guesstimating here. I mean, so nothing, I guess, set in stone. We'll have to see how much wiggle room that we have with budget, finances. If y'all want to skip over that, and discuss that before, prior to the financing, if y'all want to skip over that.
Oh, we got to pay them? Right, Bob? I didn't hear what you said. Sorry. I said right, Bob. You heard that? Heard that. That back on the street. Just go like this, Bob.
Just trying to make deals over here. So I guess Carolyn, technical manager, did I do 14, 13?
You kind of did 13, 14, 13, 14.
I'm so sorry. Okay.
I'll fix it.
Make it right.
Well, they got their heads together here. What do you think? Can you think aloud for us? Can we put you on the spot?
Yeah. Who put us on the spot? We're always on the spot anyway.
That's
so.
right, we were a big ball.
Hey, is y'all's microphone working over there?
Yeah.
They don't want to hear us.
Carl, turn it on. Let's see if it's on at the bottom. See if the microphone. Turn your microphone on.
This?
Yeah. Are you on?
Me and Tracy don't right. Let me interrupt you, Joe. They got to change states.
Can you hear Carl? I mean, turn on. You're on. I have you on over here.
Is the microphone itself turned on, Carl?
Bob, we need.
You know what? Try the top of your microphone, Carl. There you go.
Hey, now we can.
Welcome to our world.
I can't see that button.
I can't see it, I can see it on that one over there, though.
We're looking at Mr. Sines, all of them capable.
Wait,
See,
Peter.
everyone is capable.
You're not on record.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Go back on the record.
We're looking at here, comparing our figures, we said they're all capable of doing the job. Looking at Mr. Sines, $35 an hour. That's on the low end, he probably could do the job. He's not that technical or that good. But he can't move here and he can't drive here from Kingsville. We know what the cost is. So he's gonna have to get paid a pretty good amount. All right.
And to relocate here.
To
it'd be
relocate
expensive.
here is expensive. We never really need to do that. All right, so anyway, on the other hand, the others, we've got a general idea of what it's going per hour or whatever, and looking at Ms. Daly's, if she charged $10,000 plus 55 cents a mile for a two-way trip from San Antonio, probably 130 miles, whatever. I mean, in other words, that once a week, that looks like a reasonable fee that is not very high, $10,000 plus the travel. That's what it looks like to me. She's an architect. Obviously, she can read these plans and find something whole lot quicker than I can. She'd be able to do that. Like I said, the others are all good. We don't know exactly how much they cost. Like Mr. Rogers said, he estimated approximately $24,000. And of course, that's variable. But I think her fee would be less. I think she'd be able to do the job as well as they would. So that's our comparison that we have here. That his numbers are.
Lorraine, she's reviewed the plans, I know she was in here.
Yeah, she's reviewed the plans.
Yeah, basically that's what we're discussing here. I'm sorry we're discussing it quietly, but we'll let you know what we're discussing. We kind of went through it and everything, and I think all of them can do the job. D. Wilson, I like the experience that you had very, very much. I like that experience. Mr. Sines, I like the experience that you had too. Yeah, I like the experience everyone had and everything, but because we're voting on people's tax dollars and everything, even at Mr. Sines, we estimated 17 weeks to finish at $35 an hour would be $29,750. Every other cost would be above and beyond the $10,000, and because it's taxpayers' money, we would have to go, and everyone's equally qualified. We don't always have to go with the lowest bid, but right now we're dealing with people that are equally qualified in my book. But because they're equally qualified, the 10,000 is the lowest one with a 55 against 0.5 per mile, and it's one time a week. And if for some otherwise, if we say we don't need you that week, which I'm sure we will, we can go ahead and knock it down to 10 weeks. It'll still come under any one of the other ones. So basically, that's what I was looking at.
Can I say something just really quick? Carol, we're on number 15. We're to discuss, approve, disapprove, accepting the proposed proposal for construction of the asphalt position. I apologize. That's a bit.
So we're done with 13.
I think we're done with 13, 14. Skip a lot back and forth and make Carol's life miserable, but we're done.
I didn't want to I apologize, we're whispering, but.
Now we're at number 15 to the discussion and approving, disapproving part for the acceptance. And I apologize. I just want to get that on record.
We have said everything to it, said everything we discussed here.
Yeah.
So, I agree with you.
That's just, us two, so.
Did you have a recommendation?
And they're all equally qualified. And I would, excuse me.
Every one of them very qualified.
I was impressed by all of them, but there was one wasn't that down. That's traveling. Now, we're on number 15, right?
Yes, sir.
I can make the motion. I'll make the motion to approve accepting the preferred proposal for the construction liaison position with Davey.
I second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's an aye, excuse me. Motion carries. That's going to be 5, Carl, did you vote? Did you say aye?
Yeah, he said that.
5-4, none against. It goes to Spears Daily.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Number 16 here is going to be consideration and act upon a resolution expressing intent to reimburse expenditures to be incurred by Karnes County, Texas. This is myself, and what this is we're going to incur some expenses, number 1, with Spears Daily, and number 2, with upkeep of the courthouse in according with insurance. And if you'll go to your front page of your package or somewhere in your, no, look, I separated your package into 2 pieces. You see the TAC part? Right there. You see the TAC part? Okay, the TAC part, what that is we are going to have to be able to come up with funds to be able to take care of our courthouse business, which includes monthly checks and checks after rain. And Pete has agreed to do those.
Okay, with Leon or not, we have exclusions in our insurance policy on damage from water damage, from cracked plaster or roof leaks in the courthouse. With our contract, we're gonna have to do something to take care of that so that we don't get further damage. So, we need to spend some money on that in the next 2 years, because it's gonna be 2 years before there's any grant for phase 2 restoration. Is that correct, Carl? So we're gonna have to do some repair.
So which is going to put us, number one, we're gonna need money to pay Mrs. Daly. We had discussed that that cannot come out of the phase 1 money, or Spears Daly, excuse me, and then we'll need money to upkeep this. And in question, we're trying to figure out where we could get this money to where it would be for the, how to be used. And, Carl, I guess, had talked to Ross, and Ross had wrote us an opinion, and that's in y'all's package too, of how to be able to use some of this money, or where we could get this money for these courthouse expenses.
I didn't talk to Ross.
It's in there that you asked him for an opinion on where we're gonna get monies